So, we are on the Gamescom at 2025, and now we're having a look at the game Mars Attacks, and with me is
Paul from Apple.
Hi. Yeah, what have you brought with you?
Well, Mars Attacks is a simulation game where you play as the aliens from Mars Attacks, building an amusement park on Mars and abducting humans to serve as the exhibits within the park.
Sounds great. Let's go.
Okay, let's go into the tutorial in the first menu.
Kind of reminds me a little bit of a mixture of Evil Genius and all these theme park managers.
Yeah, exactly. So that's definitely something that we're taking inspiration from. So the kind of Theme Hospital, Evil Genius, Dungeon Keeper era of games, and those kind of simulation games with a bit of a modern twist.
Okay.
So we're introduced to Caretaker Narlak, who's going to talk us through how to set up a park, and is a somewhat mischievous character in himself as well. So let's just start with basic controls. So the main center of the game is building out these enclosures for humans, and then imprisoning humans in your park for the entertainment of your Martian guests. And once we have the humans in, then we can experiment on them, potentially torture them for the enjoyment of the Martians that come to visit the park.
Yeah, in case anybody has missed it, it's based on Mars Attacks, which was a movie quite a long time ago, right? And in that movie, Martians attacked Earth, and Earth eventually won. But yeah, now we are back to Mars and are having our fun with the humans. So either that took a different ending, the storyline, or well, Mars just went its own way.
Yeah, so it's the Tim Burton movie from '96, I think, was actually based on a set of collectible cards from the 1960s, which was the original Mars Attacks IP. So in our world, we're taking inspiration from the cards and the story there, and expanding the universe a little bit to see what it was like on Mars. In the movie, for example, you only really get to see the Martian soldiers, whereas there's a whole civilization of Martians sitting behind that, some of whom enjoy human-themed parks. So that's kind of what we're looking at today. So this is the expedition system. So we can abduct humans from all different eras in human history. And each has their own characters, personality, and different architecture that you can build within the park as well to make them happy.
So we're obviously going to select the creatures we like least because we're going to teach to torture them.
Yeah, exactly. They're not going to enjoy it necessarily, being abducted and being brought to Mars. So while we get that underway, that expedition, we're going to just build out some of the amenities for the guests as well, so they can kind of sit and watch the humans on some benches here. Or we'll build some toilets as well for them, maybe over here. So it's a relatively deep simulation game. So with everything you're building, there's also an implication on how your guests will navigate the park, but also the infrastructure behind it. So we built some toilets, for example, here, and then need to build the water pipes that would then service the toilets. So it's quite interesting from a management perspective, because humans will also have things that need water. But as you build water pipes throughout their enclosure, then it's a potential escape route for the humans to dig into the pipes and then tunnel out of their enclosures as a result. So you have to think as a player where you want to place your utilities where the humans may not be able to take advantage.
Oh, really? I wouldn't have really thought they would escape through the pipes.
Yeah, all sorts. So yeah, if you have electricity cables, they can break the electricity cables, take down powered walls, all those kind of things. So the escape mechanics is actually something we're working on at the moment, but we'll be building that out so that it's quite a complex system that you have to manage potential human escapes, and they cause chaos within the park once they're out their enclosure. So you can see this human's none too happy about being abducted, but we can place them in the park here, and our little UFO will come and deliver them into the enclosure for us.
For the moment, there's not much he can do.
Exactly. So we're going to fix that now. So each human has a complex set of needs, and we're going to have to satisfy all of these, otherwise it would risk them breaking out and causing chaos. So we can see this guy is hungry, so let's build some amenities for the humans. So we'll start with some food. We'll put it near a window so that the Martians can see from here. And this will at least service one of the humans' needs. And for the things that you can build can run out of stock or break over time, so you're going to have to continually monitor and improve the amenities available to your humans. We start with these relatively kind of sadistic Martian ideas of what would make a human happy, but you can also bring buildings and furniture and things from ancient Rome to make the ancient Romans happy if you want to go down that route.
And this actually works.
Yeah. So he's maybe not happy about having to eat out of a trough, but at least he's not hungry anymore. So the next building we're creating here is a storehouse. So we're going to build a storehouse of goods that we can then run to the human enclosure, because the feeding trough will run out of food soon. And we can hire a member of staff with reporters which kind of run things around the park. So each staff member that you hire has different traits, and you have to make a choice of what pro and negative traits you want to take when you hire someone. So let's get this guy that's a little bit more expensive, but he has no negative traits. We'll plop him there, and then we can assign him to this building here. So now in this green area, he's going to run things from the building to amenities within the human enclosures. Keep that topped up. All right, so I think it's time now we can get some guests in the park. So let's open it up.
So far, we had a park rating of 1 star.
Yeah, exactly. Early days, though. So we've got some guests coming in, and they're now going to admire the human from the windows of the enclosure. But to try and monetize that and build a business out of it, we're going to build some donation stalls here, so that if they're impressed enough with the human, they're going to come to these and give the park some money. Yeah, the more you can do to make a human entertaining for the guests, the more they're going to donate and more money you're going to make in the park. So this is relatively boring, but we only want to raise $10. So hopefully one of these guys will choose to donate after looking at the human. But as you build out the human amenities, you can keep the human happy, which will entertain guests, or you can go the other way and experiment on them to make them unhappy, which again is entertaining for other guests as well.
So you just need to do something.
Yeah, exactly. So up to you whether you want to go the moral route or the less moral route. So for starters, we're going to start with the less moral. It's more interesting. So we're going to build a scientific outpost in the enclosure, and then we're going to hire a scientist to start some experiments on the human. So let's get this little guy here. So now we have a scientist in the enclosure, and we can run different experiments on the human to gain research points. So if we go to the research menu and select the enclosure, then we have different experiments. So far we've only unlocked 2, but that will build out over time of how we want to find out more about human anatomy from our ancient Roman. So if we start this, then the scientist will go over to the human and start this experiment on him.
So is this actually more for entertaining the people, or actually are we gaining certain things from these experiments?
Both. So you'll see that the guests will be more entertained when there's an experiment going on. So they'll start reacting more here. So it's entertaining them, but we're also learning about the human, and they're getting research points that we can spend on upgrades for the rest of the park as well. So let's do that now. So we've completed our research and now have a few research points, and we can unlock a ride. So in addition to coming to look at the humans, we have both standard rides like this one, which are like Martian themed rides. Let's maybe put it over here, that the Martians can enjoy. But in addition to that, as you progress through the game, you can unlock the workshop where you can actually build rides by taking apart humans, disassembling them, and then reassembling them into giant rides that the Martians can get immersed in. So we kind of the more you can accumulate humans and learn more about them, the more interesting things you can build for the Martians to do.
Does this also have something to do with the humans?
The rides?
Yes.
Yeah. So as you research the humans, so this ride is just a Martian ride, but as you research the humans, you can build much more kind of human-themed rides. So, for example, take a human skull, blow it up, and then make a roller coaster going through the eye sockets and things like that. So there's more human-themed rides that you can unlock further along in the game. There we go. So we've just completed the tutorial. We've got a human for the guests to enjoy. We've got a ride that they're now queuing up for, and a few kind of basic amenities. And that is the Gamescom demo.
Okay. So what state is the game in? When are you going to plan for release or early access or whatever?
We're launching into early access in 1 month, so September. It's coming very soon. So we're almost there.
That's not too far in the future anymore. And like, is there a management thing going on with money? We can see at least on the top that money plays an important role. We had research playing an important role. So that's primarily a management game around these factors.
Exactly, yeah. So we have full kind of park finances that you have to consider. So you can adjust the prices of items that are on sale. You've got utility costs for power and water, staff wages, and things like that. Also the happiness of your guests is very important. So you need to kind of keep an eye on what's appealing to them and what's not. And you have different types of guests will come into the park as you go on. And then, your park rating has all different elements. So it's quite a kind of deep simulation game where as you progress, you'll be able to unlock a lot more interesting things to take advantage of your human captives.
Okay, then thank you very much for the demonstration and for your time. The final question, as usual, is maybe publish everything we've just recorded from the game and also from you, of course, on our channels.
Yeah, of course. We'd love to hear any comments or ideas from your viewers. The game's coming out in early access in September, but there's a demo on Steam now, so if you want to give it a try, then you can do that as well.
Thank you.